Ellie, is when you are getting something, what do you find that a lot of people sort of traditionally or typically do wrong when they're presenting their story, their interview, their article, what have you? What's the first thing you look for if to decide if you even want to go ahead and read their stuff?
That they followed our submission guidelines.
Oh, you're supposed to do that?
Priority number one, you know, we have some they're different, but they're simple.
Yeah,
Um, and we do allow a certain amount of leeway for that, but if you're way over, like if you're submitting a 6,000 word story and we've told you straight up 5,000 firm, we're not reading that. You send
yeah,
us a PDF when we've asked for Word, we're not reading that. And that's literally just going to go boom, directly into the G file. And sorry, we're getting so many submissions, we don't have time to sort through that. The bios and stuff, we don't really look at them too heavily, right? I mean, it's nice to know what you've got. I mean,
yeah,
but I don't need 3 pages of your publications. You know, if you want to drop in your top 3 or 4, that's cool, but we don't need every publication that you've had. Um, Mostly, I just want to know that you're providing a story. I'd like to see the word count in the email, but that's not necessary. We didn't ask for that. So if you do, that's great. It just helps me sort them easier. But if you don't, it's not the end of the world. Um, Politeness. I'm a woman. Like if you have to give me a, a, a gender in your email, it'd be nice if you didn't automatically assume I'm male. Um, you don't have to address it to me at all. You can just address it to Dark Recesses. That's cool. I get that a lot actually because Bailey Hunter, right? It's a
right.
very androgynous name, so I do people. It's for whatever reason people assume it's a man. I remember in our previous incarnation of the website, I even had a picture of me up there, and I still got stuff. Dear Mr. Hunter. Um, so,
Well, actually,
yeah, but that's okay. That kind of stuff's not going to get you. You know, the things that are going to get you are things like if I get 3 submissions from you all at once, because
yeah,
we have a no simultaneous submissions, right? No multiple subs. So 3 of those all at once, I twitch a little bit.
yeah,
Um, or just if you have questions, literally we say right on there, I give you an email address. If you're unsure, just query first. I'm happy to respond. I will usually respond within 24 hours,
yeah.
generally speaking, sometime and obviously a lot of times a lot faster. But I do try to respond as quickly as possible to queries, especially because I know that they want to get that story in. So I want to make sure that they get it in right and,
Yeah.
up their odds. So,
Yeah, and I appreciate you saying that too, because I don't know how many times I've seen various publishers, I don't want to say complain, but it really is a complaint, a legitimate one, where a lot of folks will just bombard them and say, "Hey, did you read this yet? Did you read this yet?" Not, especially with the independent publishers, where you're not up in a corporation, you don't have 20 floors of people working for you and doing every minute detail. You're a lot of times a one person, I was going to say one man show, a one person show, and I've heard that can get you rejected too. It's like, well, you know what? If you're so eager to hear back from me, here's your story back. I'm good to go. I'm getting on to the next people that aren't harassing me.
yeah, we do have an automatic response with our emails to let people know it could be up to 16 weeks.
Yeah, which is very fair. Some people take a lot longer than that, and
Yeah, and
I think
we
16 weeks
try
is
to,
good.
we're trying to get it done prior to that. Uh, if your story gets moved, passes through our first round of reviewing, because I have what I call slush flashers.
Yeah.
My mouth doesn't want to say it. I can read it fine saying it doesn't. But we have readers that basically go through and narrow it down. And so, and also part of the reason for them doing the reading is that if someone comes in that I know or that I have a long history with or whatever, there's no favoritism
Yeah.
put towards them. If I put it through my readers, they read it, and then we have a rating scale on a 1 to 5 for maybes. There's rejected, which is rejected outright.
Yeah.
And then we have a maybe scale, and we put those over into the maybe pile. If stuff gets moved over to the maybe pile, it's going to take a lot longer to hear back,
Right.
right?
And
Because
people don't
then it's
understand
going to
that's a
go
good
through
thing.
another round of reviews, and then it's going to go through another final round of as we narrow it down, because we narrow it down and then we narrow it down,
Yeah.
and yeah, and then I make the final selections because I'm picky that way.
And you're the boss.
I'm a bit of a control freak, but yeah, no.
You have to be. You have to have a purpose and something to aim those whips
Well,
at,
and
right?
I
So
have an idea of what I want dark recesses to represent, right? So,
yeah.
I give the outset to my readers. I've put up previous issues in our little reading group so that they can go through and get an idea of what it is that I'm looking for
Yeah.
to help them narrow it down as well, because everybody's got different reading interests, right? What
100%.
appeals to one might not appeal to another. So we, give them an idea of what I like, so that helps narrow it down for them as well.